CM Punk is the new undisputed champion, and he could be turning heel. Welcome to Lattes Vision episode number 24. Let's get into it. Now, we all know CM Punk won the undisputed WWE Championship on Raw this past Monday in Chicago from Sami Zayn. Now, I'm not going to talk about so much the championship win itself because I talked about that in the Raw review, which you can go watch if you want to see my thoughts on the win itself, but I'm talking more about what are we going to be getting from this win. What is this going to lead to? I think it's pretty obvious we're getting a CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. And while having a babyface versus babyface matchup is fine, when one of your main events in Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins is already a babyface versus babyface match, and that's the other world championship match for the men, it can be an issue. I think in this feud, somebody needs to be heel. It's kind of like WrestleMania 41 with John Cena and Cody. It would have been entertaining as a face versus face, but John Cena's heel turn just made it so much more interesting. And I don't think WWE has the balls to make Cody Rhodes a heel right now because he sells so much merch, all the kids love him, blah, blah, blah. However, CM Punk is seemingly better as a heel, and also far more likely to turn heel, because it is so much less risky than Cody Rhodes' heel turn. Don't get me wrong, it's risky, but not as risky as Cody Rhodes. And maybe this new chest hair is part of that new gimmick or persona. And I feel like there is a chance that CM Punk gets booed because maybe the only reason he got cheered here was because it's in Chicago. I think seeing a heel CM Punk World Championship reign would be absolutely incredible. And it would make the build-up to Cody versus Punk so much better. And CM Punk is honestly being super hypocritical with this title reign, and that's with him winning the title, and that's another reason why I think he might be turning heel. He hates corporate stooges. He hates just corporate in general. Just like The Rock did to him in 2014, I think it was. He skipped straight to the main event and took a spot away from a full-time active roster worker like Sami Zayn. And The Rock was doing the exact same thing to CM Punk so they could do Rock versus Cena at WrestleMania for the title specifically. They sacrificed CM Punk for it, and now here they're sacrificing Sami Zayn for Punk versus Cody. So since all of this is happening, he's being hypocritical. I think we might be seeing a CM Punk heel turn. And apparently this has been the plan for a while, and it was originally scheduled for WrestleMania 42. However, WWE wanted to make SummerSlam a bigger event than WrestleMania 42, which is amazing to hear. A, because I'm going to it, but second of all, B, WWE needs to have a big marquee wrestling event without the involvement of TKO in the build-up and at the event itself. And apparently one of the reasons that they took the title off of Sami Zayn was because they don't consider him a quote-unquote money player. So, I mean, that is insane. I mean, he's not a Roman Reigns level draw. He's not a Cody Rhodes level draw, but you don't need to always have your tippity top guys. You don't always need to have your biggest draws as your champion, your world champion. You can experiment. That's what made the Attitude Era amazing. They were experimenting with stuff, giving the title to Stone Cold and then throwing it to someone else and then just passing the title around. And that's what made it amazing. You don't always need to have the title on a quote-unquote money player going into a major event, or any event really. So yes, he might not be on the level of Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. However, he is still a draw and main evented WrestleMania 39 as the most over babyface in the entire company. So this is just not an excuse for the snubbing of Sami Zayn. And I'm really interested to see how this plays out tonight on SmackDown. Sheamus is officially leaving the company after 19 years of being in WWE. While he was injured, WWE reached out to Sheamus about a restructured contract, and he quote-unquote swiftly rejected them. And it's sad to see him go. It's like the same thing that happened with the New Day. They say they're going younger, and they do it by getting rid of these older guys, but the real reason they are going quote unquote younger, which they aren't really, the reason they're doing that is because they can get young people for cheaper. I mean, Sheamus is one of the best in-ring workers in the company. He can have a banger with literally anybody. I mean, have the dude wrestle a brick and he will put on an absolute heater. It's just so sad to see him go. We don't know if he's fully retired from wrestling. Probably not, I would say. But he is gone from WWE, unfortunately. And wherever Sheamus does go or decide to do, I wish him the best. This Monday, we have a gauntlet match, and it's a number one contendership of the Intercontinental Championship, featuring Rusev, Ethan Page, Daddy Dominic Mysterio, Javon Evans, Joe Hendry, Gable, and Dragon Lee. Chad Gable should win this, straight up. It's really that simple. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Chad Gable should win this. He is really the only correct option. Maybe a Javon Evans would be okay, but Chad Gable 1,000,000% should win. It makes perfect sense. It would be a great full circle moment. Winning the IC title from Penta. Penta's the one who made him start this whole El Grande Americano spiral. It's picture perfect. Please, WWE, do not mess this up. This gauntlet match I'm really excited for. I'm really nervous that Chad Gable's not going to win, though. In 2026, lots of NFL teams are going to be having rivalries uniforms, including the Minnesota Vikings, who have the best uniforms in the NFL and consistently make the best uniforms in the NFL. So I cannot wait to see what these look like. We have the official color scheme for them. It's kind of a dark matte purple with kind of like a royal goldish color, and then a cream white, which this is an incredible color trio. The Vikings always make amazing uniforms. I cannot wait to see how these rivalries uniforms look. And they should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So I am so excited. When they come out, I will definitely show you my reaction to them. The Great Khali has revealed that he is retired from professional wrestling as a full-time competitor. He's open to making cameo appearances in WWE, but can't wrestle because of his knees anymore. At least full-time. I am kind of sad that I never got to see him wrestle, but wish him the best. The reported idea behind Obafemi choosing to not have his championship match at SummerSlam was so WWE can continue building Femi versus Roman Reigns as the biggest match possible for when it does happen down the road. And I get wanting to make it feel like the biggest match possible, but I mean, you had an opportunity to do something absolutely insane in having Oba main event back-to-back nights, making him an absolute uber megastar. And honestly, I feel like they should have done it. You can always turn it into a trilogy. You could always maybe have Oba have one match here against Roman, another at Survivor Series, and then another at WrestleMania. But it is what it is. I'm still super excited to see this match when it does inevitably happen. I just kind of wish that it was at SummerSlam. And the next story we have is Jey Uso and his wife have officially been divorced. His wife is the one who filed for divorce, Takesha Fatu. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't. After 12 years of marriage. And the court documents state that the marriage is, quote, irretrievably broken. I'm not sure what that means, but it's probably Jey Uso and Jada Parker. I don't know if they did this, if Jay did this, because it's not 100% confirmed that he's dating Jada Parker, but it's basically confirmed. There have been pictures of them together. Jey Uso saying on his Instagram story, yeah, she minds. I don't know if he did this, if he's just straight up cheating, or if this was after they already agreed that they were going to get divorced, or what, but, I hope both Jay and his now ex-wife do great. The Bloodline story is reportedly expected to continue past WrestleMania 43 next year. And a lot of people are complaining about this. A lot of people say the Bloodline story has run its course and that it's boring now or something stuff. But honestly, I might just be biased because I love the Bloodline. I love Roman Reigns, but I think there's plenty more stuff to do because there's constantly new family members that can come in and make a change stuff. There's constantly something new that could happen in the Bloodline. There's always history to be explored. The Rock hasn't really interacted with the Bloodline that much. We still haven't got The Rock versus Roman, so I still feel like there's more to do. So I'm honestly glad that this is happening. WWE is reportedly exploring the idea of holding the Survivor Series PLE in 2026 in an international location. However, apparently those plans have fallen through, and I really hope that's not true because I want Survivor Series in an international place. The more PLEs you have internationally, the better. Speaking of PLEs, WWE has released the official poster for Money in the Bank 2026 featuring Trick Williams, Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers, Worldwide Willie, Trick Williams, Soruka, Io Sky, and Penta. And I saw some people complaining about this, saying there's not even a main eventer on this, which is crazy because Io Sky is there. Saying that 3 out of the 4 people here have never been world champion, which is true, besides Io. That one person has been champion, who is Io. But Money in the Bank should be focused on the younger, upcoming talent. It shouldn't be focused on the main event stars. The Money in the Bank briefcase should be going, in general, I would say, not every time, but in general, it should be going to younger stars, like Trick Williams, like Soruka. Penta, honestly, wouldn't even be a bad Money in the Bank holder. Even though he is older, he is still kind of upcoming. He's not in the main event yet. Up and coming, I meant. And the poster is actually creative, which I absolutely love. It's got the briefcases up on top. It's got all 4 superstars on the ladders. It's one of their most creative posters that they've had in years. Like, I know WWE used to do the really cool posters where there was one where, like, Jeff Hardy's chained up underwater or something. They used to do awesome posters, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of that. So I'm glad they got a little creative with this poster. Before we preview SmackDown, I have some other SmackDown news. Apparently, SmackDown is returning to 3 hours in January, which, honestly, it's so stupid. Just make up your mind. How about you just do 2.5 hours? Like people are saying, oh, that makes sense. 3 hours earlier in the year when there's not really any sports. And then 2 hours later in the year. No, it doesn't make sense. Just pick a time. The 3-hour SmackDown is too elongated and stretched out. It was good for like the January, and then it just went back to sucking. A suffering succotash is how I would describe it. There's a bunch of recaps of stuff we just saw 2 minutes ago. There's recaps of the last PLE. There's recaps of Raw. And then the 2-hour SmackDown, there's less recaps, but they just aren't good. They just don't book a good 2-hour show. Just do 2.5 hours. It works perfectly for Raw. Just try it with SmackDown. Now the card for tonight's SmackDown is new undisputed champ CM Punk appears. Obafemi is advertised. That is not Obafemi. Cody Rhodes is advertised. Gunther is advertised. Finn Balor versus Tama Tonga, and Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. That is going to be it though for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, and